What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's had a great Taco Tuesday. We're another day closer. Tomorrow is the very last day before the NFL season starts. The off season of my discontent is almost over. And I just literally can't wait to get started. In fact, it's kind of crazy because something fantastic happened. And that was after 5 years. 5 years. Basically, this channel that you're watching now was my cooking channel that only had a couple hundred subscribers on it. But when I lost my original channel, when YouTube shut it down, this channel was where I basically was reborn and started over and rebuilding and getting us to 129,000 subscribers, which still, to me, I am honored, I am grateful, and I am humbled by all the support that I get, even from the trolls. But that channel has so many memories in there. There's the first video I did about the Cowboys should draft Dak Prescott. There's the old ones where I used to basically be behind Joe Boo, where I would just kind of have it like Joe Boo was talking and stuff. There's literally thousands and thousands of videos where Joe Boo is interviewing fans and all over the place and stuff, and I'm just kind of scratching the surface, like from the draft in 2018 in Dallas, and going through and recapping with Vash Lombardi. And I said right then and there, I said, Vash Lombardi is going to be a star. I would take his word over anybody else. I know I got some in there with Law Nation and things. And, you know, some of my brethren that we have come so far. And it's great because now I can kind of go back and look at some of the stuff and look at how rough and rustic and everything. I don't know why anybody watched it. I mean, literally, going back and looking at some of the early videos is almost like going back and looking at black and white film. Okay, that's literally how far this has come. There was a video that I wanted, and there's several that I wanted. I met Jay Tuck in Chicago, I think in 2016, and he's asked me, man, if you can find that video where Joe Boo interviewed him, and somewhere in there, I'm gonna find it. But when we first started working on this house, I was up here, we were just kind of beginning to do the demo, and I had made the window sashes to go in to have windows that would open. And when I was doing this, I'm talking about the cemetery that's right next door, and talking about how there were Civil War soldiers buried there, Revolutionary War soldiers that were buried there too. And the window sash, right after I said that, you'll see it on the video, just falls out and breaks. And I don't know if that was one of those ones that they were saying, get out. I don't know. But it kind of scared the bejeebies out of me. And I found that one, and I'm putting it up on my day job channel and stuff. So there's a lot of really neat stuff. There was being in Philadelphia at the draft when we were literally 30 feet from Drew Pearson when he did his epic Awuzie speech at the draft and stuff. So it's been a stroll down memory lane that's been really, really cool for me. And the amazing thing is, over 26,000 of you guys are still subscribed to that channel. So appreciate y'all still being subscribed to that channel. Anyway, a little birdie whispered in my ear and was saying that the possibility is the hang-up, the big question that everybody has is, before Dak Prescott wanting a shorter contract and the Cowboys wanting a longer one the last go-round, the sides have flipped. And the reason may be is that the Cowboys are concerned about Dak Prescott's ankle. And the Dak's looking to say, just in case, I'm worried about my ankle too. I want to make sure that I can maximize what I'm going to get. I don't know that this one gets resolved with the Cowboys giving in on this one. This may be one of those ones where this might be the straw that breaks the back of the camel, where you think if you're Dak Prescott, you think about breaking your thumb and coming back early and getting ridiculed. You think about breaking your ankle, literally having it severed and getting it put back and coming back. You think about all of the times that the Cowboys could have signed you to a contract after your third year, after your fourth year, and you ended up having him play on his fourth year, no guarantees. Then he's franchise tag, no guarantees, and then you try to franchise tag him again. That they constantly put it all on Dak and don't take the risk themselves. And it may be that you finally say, you know what, as Kimberly Martin always says, if you really wanted it, you'd put a ring on it. And that the Cowboys just don't seem to want to put that ring on it. They know he's a great player. He's played. You can best believe. They didn't bring in Andy Dalton here just to be a backup quarterback. They didn't do that. They believe some of the hype that we heard. Well, Andy Dalton, he's a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's had some good years in Cincinnati. They didn't trade for Trey Lance because they thought that, we need a third string quarterback. Let's give up a fourth round pick for him. They thought maybe, just maybe, this guy can be the replacement for Dak. They constantly have been trying to replace Dak. But Dak's been good enough that you can't just find somebody off the streets to replace him. But at some point, you kind of have to say, okay, if the Cowboys don't want my services and don't want a deal, then maybe it is time for Dak to say, you know what? I've taken all the risk all these years. I have done everything that's been asked of me and have towed the company line. You can't look out for me, and time is, I can't look out for you anymore either. And maybe this is the beginning of the big breakup between the Cowboys and Dak Prescott. Although, I will say, the one thing that the Cowboys don't want to do, I don't think they want to go through another tear of 5-11s multiple years. Especially with Jerry Jones's age. That's the whole part of the equation that gives me pause to say eventually the Cowboys will end up getting this thing done, because the Cowboys always bluster and always hem and haw and always tell you it's not going to work this way or that way, or we're not going to reset the market, and they end up resetting the market because that's the way the Cowboys are. Their bark is worse than their bite. So, I don't know. I'm just glad that at least the season's here. The early season polls are out, and right now you have the Detroit Lions as the highest ranked NFC team at 2. You got San Francisco at 4. You got the Eagles, I think, at 7. I think you have the Rams. The Rams at 9. We're 12. Oh, and Green Bay, I think, is 10. And then they have the Cowboys at 12. So let me say this. If the preseason polls have the Cowboys as the sixth best team in the NFC, sixth best out of 16. If the Dallas Cowboys have literally, over the course of the last 8 years, spent less money than anybody else in football, less, which just kind of blows your mind away that the Cowboys are in cap hell spending less money than everybody else. That's where you realize, how the hell does it happen that you spend less money and you're in worse shape than everybody else? The numbers don't add up on it, but that's how it is. The Cowboys, the moves that people say the Cowboys did are peanuts, bottom tier, basement moves, not major impactful ones like Saquon Barkley. If you have all of this stuff like this, you're the sixth best team in the NFC, maybe the second best team in your division, although some people say we're going to be third in our division. You spend less money, and you didn't sign any impactful free agents, and you let go great players. These are all the things that they've said about the Dallas Cowboys. That you've got one real weapon, and your running backs are too old. Then how is it if the Cowboys don't win the Super Bowl, it's a disappointment and a statement about the team? Can't have it both ways, people. Can't have it both ways. You can't trash them and say they suck and then say, oh, well, they should have won the Super Bowl. It doesn't work that way. Anyway, good people, I appreciate you guys. I got, boom, look at this. Shout out to Miss Tracy. That is for nothing but the best, for Law Nation. Law is always wearing the hoodies, and we got him the hoodie right here. He wanted to get a Cowboys Mafia, and we're working on some different things right now in the Jobu shop. We have heat-treated vinyl. Okay, heat-treated vinyl is kind of plastic, and you kind of feel it. Okay, and this is like heat-treated vinyl that's actually put on here with a heat press. Problem with that is it comes in sheets and it's all like one color and stuff, so it's hard to mix and match it. Then there is sublimation. Sublimation has to go on polyester, which is plastic. And if you've had polyester shirts, at least some of the ones we've gotten, they get stained real easy and they don't last. And they're plastic, so you don't know if they're leaching chemicals. But with the sublimation printer, you can literally print out a full color design. But it's got to go on polyester. The heat treated vinyl has a bad feel on it, but can go on polyester or cotton. There's a way to marry those up. You actually have a clear heat treated vinyl that you can use a sublimation printer with to go on cottons, also to go on dark fabrics. But it's another step process. So we originally had bought a heat treated vinyl cutter, and we're doing the shirts that were all just one color and stuff, and then we needed to get a better press. And then we ended up getting the Sawgrass, which is the printer, which makes fantastic color stuff, but it goes on polyester. But now we're learning the trick of having to cut out the two pieces so you can marry that up to go on to cotton, where cotton feels are definitely a lot better than the polyester. And so it's all a learning process, and Miss Tracy is definitely learning how to. We have a shop, cowboyjobu.com, and we're going to have all kinds of stuff on there. We're going to probably be doing a shirt of the week for the season and things, and we'll be doing a lot of giveaways from there. So the work never ends here with Jobu Sports, and I like it like that. So remember, good people, You're only here for a short time. Make the most of it and let the people you love know how much you love them, because you might not get the chance again. And I love you guys. And God willing, I'll see you tomorrow.